10-10-10 webinar. This is truly a stimulus program to help you get your business up and rolling. I'm seeing we've got a large crowd of people that are now signing on, so I'm just going to wait about another 60 seconds and then we'll start rolling. Well, the 10-10-10, it stands for 10 minutes per topic. You know, you're asked to many times attend webinars that are going to be the concept of the idea that's going to make you the super salesperson and increase your business and rocket your income. All these webinars have great ideas and concepts, and boy, we run a bunch of them. But my name is Ray Olson, and one thing that I am always concerned about is your time. Because time, money, manpower, those are our three most important assets that we have. And I don't know about you, but I'm usually running a little bit short on all three of those. So I'm going to do my best in the next 30 minutes to get you up and rolling. Here are my goals for the day. I'm going to give you 3 ideas that you can move on now. Take them right out in the field, either to your prospects or to existing clients. Number 2, we're going to give you all the tools necessary to make you successful in either of these 3 arenas that I'm going to be highlighting today. And 3, we're going to give you individual consulting and support to make sure that you're staying on track if you tell us that you want to pursue one of these markets. And at the end of 30 minutes, the phone lines are going to be open, and our operators, meaning our marketing consultants, are going to be standing by to help you launch 10-10-10. So speaking of launching, let's get started right now. The first topic, start the clock, wealth transfer. Let me start out by telling you this. You may be doing your client a big disservice right now. You may be hurting them financially and not even know about it. Are you creating a tax time bomb for your clients? You know, annuities are a great place to accumulate money, and it's a great place to have an income stream. But it is surely not the best place for your client to have their money if they want to tax effectively pass money down while maximizing the value of the worth. So I told you that we would give you all the tools necessary to become successful. Let's start out with all the tools you need in the wealth transfer and legacy planning marketplace. We have the entire questionnaire. We have everything you need to find out what's on your client's mind, what they're trying to accomplish, and how can we help them in wealth transfer. Here is just a one page of the questionnaire. I think you can read that. It's pretty big print. You know, do you have any dollars set aside primarily for the benefit of your children, grandchildren, charities, religious organizations, or others that you will only need to access in the case of an emergency? What's the amount? How is this supposed to be split up? And so forth. We have the entire package, the questionnaire, which helps take your client down the garden path to understanding that there is probably a large portion of their dollars that should be in a wealth transfer product, that being a single premium life. Now, we're going to go through that, but we also have the entire presentation, not just the fact finder. And I'm not just talking about the pictures on the page. I'm talking about, yes, helping them understand the difference between minimizing taxes and maximizing value and how that differs with an annuity. But then we want to help our client with this process, and we show them this wealth transfer decision-making process. We talk about the life overview. Where are we? And number 2, we go to determination, the legacy amounts. Number 3, at about 2 o'clock there, you're going to see discussion of alternatives, decision to transfer, investment and savings overview, propose the solution. We're going to complete the app, and if possible, begin the underwriting process. If it's going to be a telephone interview on a Table 4 standard, we do it while you're there. We're going to obtain referrals, and we're going to ask for permission to analyze the remaining annuities. That's the plan, folks. But we have the entire wealth transfer presentation. Let's summarize. We're going to tell our client, we've discussed your assets, and you told me that there's a pocket of money earmarked to be passed down. Correct? That amount is X. Again, what is that amount? We're going to ask them again. We've briefly discussed your health, and it sounds as though your health is fine, correct? We can pay taxes now, we can pay taxes later, we can pay zero tax. Number 5, we've discussed the tax time bomb and the tax situation with annuities, correct? Let's look at the wealth transfer program from one of the leaders in the marketplace, and then I'm going to show them the alternative. And just so you know, all of the pages, not only do we have the pages and do we have the verbiage, we have it written down in script to coordinate with each page. So we have an agent guide. But what if you need a mailer? What if you need something to put on your website? We've got you covered there. This is a consumer piece. Do you have your legacy protected? You can read that. We oftentimes spend more time focusing on the accumulation and income side of financial planning, but are our nest eggs positioned in the best possible financial vehicles? Annuities are tremendous. Boom, boom, boom. Here you go. We help you put this together. Now, maybe they want to know something very simple, and this is a piece to you, but this can also be done as a consumer piece. We have grandma here, 65 years old. She has $100,000 earmarked to be passed down. Let's say it's in an annuity. Let's say it's any place. If it's in an annuity, let's assume there's a $10,000 surrender charge, and/or there could be a $10,000 income tax, whatever it might be. So we're going to surrender this annuity. We're going to get 90 grand from the 100, and we're going to bonus her the first year, so we're going to get that 90 back up to 100. At her age at 65, that's going to give her $200,000 worth of death benefit. It's also going to allow her to access that entire $200,000 if she can't do 2 of the activities of daily living. It's also going to allow her to take 5% free withdrawal per year, much like an annuity. It's going to give her caps higher than most annuities, and if she made a mistake, we can give her all her money back. Now, she may say, well, what if I keep my money here? Well, at the bottom question, how long would it take my annuity to equal $200,000? Let's look at the numbers. At 3%, and I'm giving your client tax-free money here. So at 3% tax-free, it'll take 23 years. At 4%, it'll take 18 years. At 5%, it'll take a little over 14 years. Can she afford to wait? Can the kids afford to wait? Pay taxes later? Pay taxes now? Or never pay taxes? Double your income, Mr. Prospect, with an annuity-like alternative. Next idea, the personal pension plan, a lighthouse in a foggy financial world. I like the way this looks. We went with the lighthouse because it's helped so many ships stay out of the rocks. It's kept them in the calm waters. And there's always going to be some rough seas. So we designed the personal pension plan package. Again, script, point of sale pieces. We have the mailers, the answers to objections, and 10 DVD training programs for you. 10 10-minute DVDs on how to work this market. So I also wanted to make sure, in case of any of us ever go into an oops moment and we forget what we're talking about, no need to worry. The brochure is the entire presentation. If you were to just read from this word for word to your client, which I would suggest you do, this has the call to action. And it talks about the different pockets of money that your client has and why do they need the personal pension plan. We ask them questions like, let's take a step by step. What type of lifestyle do you want? How much money you're going to have? We're going to look at pensions, Social Security, personal savings, and how are personal savings converted to income. The answer is the personal pension plan. What types of annuities can be used? We explain that to your client. Let's see what the personal pension plan can do for you. Now, we also want to give you something to talk about when you start the warm-up. So what we've done is we have a little book. Well, I'll show you the cover page first. I thought I had plenty of time to save for retirement. I just didn't think time would fly by so fast. So what we're going to do then is we're going to take your client down memory lane. I hate to say, but that 25-year-old with the hair over his ears and the big sideburns, That goofy guy looks like me in college. I hope my wife didn't send that picture in. Well, 25, we didn't, we said we can't save for retirement. We're getting out of school, I had student loans. Age 35. And by the way, the age 35 lady, I love the big hair of the 80s, and I like the Caprice Classic. I think I had one of those station wagons. This is the most expensive time. Age 45, we're taking kids to school, and age 55, things just didn't work out like I thought they were going to work out. Age 65, where did the years go? And you see there's a question, is there anything we can do to obtain more retirement income? Our Social Security, our pensions, and 401ks just won't be enough, and we can't afford to take risks. What's the answer? The answer is the personal pension plan. We have the warm-ups. We have the direct mail. These things are wonderful to hand out if you do seminars, or maybe you're going to do something for a civic organization, Rotary, Kiwanis, go talk to the VFW. But let's talk about what we give you. We have the DVD box set. Here come the boomers, the economy. How much do you need? Just tell me how much you need in retirement. I'm going to give it to you. The change in retirement marketplace. Retirement plan in maintenance. It doesn't stop when you buy your car. You still got to change the oil. The personal pension plan. How do you qualify your prospect? The presentation process. Referred lead challenge. The art and science of working with direct mail. Now here is the pièce de résistance. This closes the sale. But this is not to be used by amateurs. This should only be done by professionals, and only ask us to use our proprietary personal pension plan if you, in fact, want to give your client the best products. You see, what we do here, we have the data gathering form. You check with your client, when do you want your money, how much do you need at all these different ages. You've seen this laddering. What we do, we dump all the products that we use, or all of the ones that you are using with us. We drop them into the funnel. I don't know what those people do, but they're churning out the numbers, and it will show you and your client which company, which product to use at each of those different laddering points. You see, I like the path of least resistance. I'd rather just say, check me out. These are the best. We are truly showing that we are working for our client. We have beautiful schematics. This is over 27 years. The guy gave us $265,000 in top. We put 214 in the one bucket, 24 in the other, and then 26,501 in the third. We even have a life insurance bucket. And then we take the person down the benefit checklist. Your current plan, our proposed plan, guarantee of principal, bump, bump, bump. All of those things, and we ask them to sign at the bottom. So this is a great piece. Now let's take a look at some of the tools we have in the personal pension plan market. Love that lighthouse. We have the brochure that I just showed you. We also have the warm-up trifold that you can use as a giveaway, as a mailer, or just something to get the conversation going. All in all, I think the personal pension plan is a concept whose time has come because we can't rely on the government any longer. We're not going to have the dollars that we thought. We're going to at least have a reduction in cost of living, and we're going to need more money. I'm a boomer. We spent like crazy. Sure, we thought tomorrow is always a better day. I still think I'm 40 years old. I know that tomorrow I can make more money. I feel very confident, but there is a time when we have to start turning our piles of money into guaranteed streams of income. Our clients are thinking that. They want to play it safe. They want to play to win. They've got some money salted away. They have to take care of their essential income. Then we can deal with discretionary income. Many of these people are in the red zone, as they would say. They don't need to go for the bomb. They need to protect the lead. They need to play it safe, and that is exactly what the personal pension plan will do for your prospects and clients. Okay, a sip of water. We're into the final 10 minutes. The life insurance review. According to LIMRA, life insurance sales are up. You know where they're up? Boomers, and retirees. Isn't that amazing? They're buying single premium life, regular life insurance, and those $25,000, $50,000 final expense simplified issue products selling like hotcakes. Now we have a problem. The average age of the agent out there is 58 years old. The average age of the Financial Planning Association member is 57 years old, and we're not having any new babies. So there aren't enough people to contact all of those prospects down below. Consequently, you're not going to go arm wrestle some 30-year-old for a $250,000 term policy in which he's going to pay $175. First of all, that prospect doesn't want to see you. You don't want to see him or her. So let's do that online, send the papers, or invite them to a client appreciation event with your clients. But these boomers need lots of life insurance. But you know, they're not even sure if the life insurance that they have is working. So here's my challenge to you. Here's why this section will be important and to whom it will be important. One, to the people that want to increase their life insurance sales. Two, to the people that started in the career shop, started picking low-hanging fruit with the annuities and want to get back in the life insurance business, or some people that just want to enter it. The first thing we're going to do is the life insurance review, reviewing the possibilities. Now, what do we mean by that? I'm not just talking about going in there and doing what we told our client that we would do when we sold them the first life insurance policy, provide an annual review. I'm just talking about a life insurance review, and it doesn't say annual. We want to find out, well, number one, did your insurance company, are they keeping the promises that they made to you when you bought this policy? We don't know. There's a lot of policies blowing up because interest rates aren't like they were when you sold them the policy. Also today, people are living longer, mortality rates are lower. I'm going to show you some of the reasons why. Let's take a look. One, on the overview, we need to understand the opportunities. We gather client information. We're going to find out what the objective of your life insurance, the objective of the life insurance review. We're going to tell the client that. We're going to take a look at their existing coverage. We're going to talk about all the different considerations, the points of difference between what we have and what they currently have. We're going to look at opportunities, and we're going to move forward. So that bottom part, understanding the opportunities, the print is a little bit small, but it basically says, look, you review your other assets on a regular basis. Should you not be reviewing your life insurance? This may be one of your best assets. We know it's the most tax-efficient asset you have, and it's going to allow either your family or business associates to stay in the world that they become accustomed to. Are you paying too much and getting too little? Are you paying too little and getting hardly anything? Will your policy explode? Let's take a look. We're going to do an analysis. We're going to have, this is a turnkey deal. I couldn't put everything in here. We're going to give you a form to have your client sign. We're going to make you agent of record. We're going to send that in to Nightlife of Georgia, and we're going to have a new proposal done. And we're going to show, based upon where they are today, when this policy will blow up. And then we are going to gather some help data from your client. But listen, we're not going to send it to the insurance company yet because we need to take a look at it, and we'd like our underwriters to take a look at it. Oh yeah, and by the way, no cost to you. We'll have a team of 3 underwriters take a look at the medical information that you pick up. They sign a release on their health information. But we're not going to the insurance company. Our underwriters will take a look at it and determine which companies will do the best job based upon this guy having adult set diabetes, or a person that had a stent put in 5 years ago. We're going to find the best spot for your client. They are going to consult with the insurance carriers, not using the client's name, and then we're going to take, we'll take an application, but first we're going to show your client the coverage. And if we could put them in a better situation, give them more coverage for the same premium dollars, or if we give them the same coverage for less dollars and guarantee that it will never blow up on them, will never lapse or die, don't you think they're going to be interested? We're going to put the entire package together for you, and you do not give up 1 penny of commission. We're very excited about this. system that we have, and we're very excited to have Gary Ryan, JD, LLM, CLU, CHFC, EIEIO, running our Life and Advanced Market Division. We think we have the best life team in the business. Why is it the best? We're going to talk to you. You're going to talk to the grand poobah and the marketing consultants and not have to just stick the stuff via email and have somebody get back to you that has never gone out there and sold a lick. Why is this important? Why is it important for your client to review their life insurance policy? Let's take a look at some of the reasons. Mr. Prospect, you may have had changes to your lifestyle or business situation. Beneficiary designations may be out of date. Life insurance ownership, if not set up properly, could result in estate taxation in large estates. Medical advances have resulted in more favorable pricing for mortality in newer products. Economic times are causing lower crediting rates than projected several years ago. Policies being underfunded with premiums may not be enforced at maturity. The life insurance protection may not be available at death using reasonable projections. Outstanding policy loans may cause your policy to lapse. Financial strength of the carrier may have changed. New policies have living benefits available such as critical illness, and I'm going to add chronic illness, and long-term care riders that older policies did not offer. Mr. Prospect, Mr. Client, this is where we need to get together. But you say, but how do I contact them? How about a letter? Dear valued client, my firm, the Olson Financial, is always striving to provide professional service to my clients. In today's financial uncertainty, you need to consistently review all of your financial assets. The volatile investment markets and the underwriting advances provide significant reason to conduct a review. A new service I can provide you is a complete review of your personal life insurance program. I'd like to give you a call. This is average. This is bringing in a target premium that is averaging approximately $7,500 of target premium. Now, we have many other things we can talk to. I'm down to the 2-minute drill. I was going to say it's like Peyton Manning would do with the 2-minute drill, but right now, unfortunately, we don't have Peyton Manning. I don't know if you noticed. We have little Geppetto running around out there right now as our quarterback, and it's doubly bad for me. I was born in Chicago, so I'm a Cub fan, and having to put up with this season. And, of course, now the NBA is going on strike. I'm thinking about checking out motorcycle racing. But that being said, let's get back to the life insurance business. We're a different experience here at the Olson Group. We have many different things that we can bring to you, many different things we can bring to the table. We need your business. I need your business. There were fewer of you guys out there. Do you ever feel like your value has gone up now? We know it's gone up. We're looking for Cy Young Award winners, but you know, we don't need guys to be the home run hitter, the MVP. We've got like a big airplane. We got a big airplane. The majority of our clients, our agents, are in the coach section. I fly coach. I love coach. We then have the business class, and then we also have first class. And we've got some people, quite frankly, that from time to time go back into economy, back in the cargo section. But we want your business. We want to move you from coach to business class, and from business class to first class. You need and deserve the money. These are 3 ideas. Now, I always like to wrap it up with 1 minute and 30 seconds left, which I'm going to call my Columbo idea. And for any of you that are baby boomers, you're old enough to remember Detective Columbo, who I think just passed away recently. I'm pretty sure he did. He would always be ready to walk out the door after he was questioning the suspect. And he had that trench coat on that was always crumpled. His hair looked like an unmade bed. And he had an old, I think it was a Phillies Blunt cigar that he carried around, which was always half smashed. And on the way out, he would scratch his head and turn around with one more question. And I refer to that as the Columbo close. By the way, everyone on the phone, do you know another reason for life insurance purchase today is probably the biggest and the easiest to get your prospects and clients to pay attention to? It's called the lost Social Security check. We have videos on this. Here's bottom line. Mr. Married Man, he's getting $2,000 a month in Social Security. The missus is getting $1,000 a month in Social Security. One of them dies, they lose $1,000. They need the $1,000. We can fund this with any kind of life insurance product, but we have a unique product, a policy that was built to do just this, to solve this need. And it's called a reversionary annuity through an A-rated carrier. What we do, if the lower Social Security check was $1,242 a month, when the one dies, we're going to lose that $1,242. Our new policy will replace $1,242 to the penny. Your client will never lapse that policy. They'll want to buy the policy because it has a reason behind it. It's me money. It will replace that $1,242. We got the entire package on that. Listen, I want to tell everybody, I want to thank you for the time that you've invested today. Time, money, manpower, most important. We like to think at the Olson Group, we're not better than anybody else. We're not the biggest, we're not the smallest. But I'm here to tell you we are a different experience. There's a lot of things that will be happening in 2012 with our group. Some of the things that are the most exciting times for me. This is the most exciting time to be in the business. And as down as we can get, the one thing I want us all to remember, the luckiest person in the world today is the baby being born in the United States of America, because here is where we have our opportunities. Our number is 877-844-0900. You see it there, 877-844-0900. Our marketing consultants are standing by. When you call in, tell one of the people that answers the phone what you're most interested in, and we'll get you to the appropriate person. Again, thanks for your time, and until next time, good selling.